Anxiety rarely lives in the present. It haunts a house that hasn't been built yet, living ahead in the unknowable territory of tomorrow. This isn't a character flaw, it's a survival instinct. But in the modern world, the threats are often not lions in the grass, but shadows in our minds, especially when it comes to our connections with others. It pulls your mind into futures that have not happened yet, hijacking your imagination to construct elaborate, painful narratives. Your mind becomes a movie theater playing only horror films where you are the star, and the ending is always loss. This is especially true when the fear of abandonment is the director. The mind races asking, what if they leave me? What if I'm not enough? What if that silence means it's over? Each question is a thread, and anxiety weaves them into a suffocating blanket of dread. Worst-case scenarios. Imagine failure. Predicted loss. These are the pillars of anxiety's temple. It doesn't just suggest a negative outcome, it makes you live it in advance. You feel the sting of a breakup that hasn't occurred. You mourn a connection that is still alive. You experience the loneliness of being left, even while sitting next to the person you fear losing. Your mind creates a detailed simulation of your greatest fears and then forces you to run it over and over again. This is why the danger that has not arrived already feels real in the body. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined threat and a real one. So when your mind rehearses abandonment, your body responds as if it's happening right now. Your heart pounds, your chest tightens, a knot forms in your stomach. Adrenaline and cortisol flood your system, preparing you for a fight or a flight from a danger that exists only in the future tense. That is why anxiety is so exhausting. It is a profound, soul-crushing fatigue. You are not only carrying the weight of today, its tasks, its realities. You are also carrying 10 different versions of tomorrow. The tomorrow where you are rejected, misunderstood, or alone. You are carrying the weight of every potential argument, every possible disappointment, every imagined goodbye. It's like trying to run a marathon while carrying a backpack filled with rocks, and each rock is a what if. And the more your mind tries to prevent this imagined pain, the less peace you feel right now. Every attempt to control the future steals peace from the present. You might find yourself rereading old text messages, searching for clues, or checking social media for evidence to confirm or deny your fears. This constant vigilance, this desperate attempt to secure the future, erodes your ability to simply exist in the now. The present becomes nothing more than a frantic preparation for a dreaded tomorrow. This is the hidden trap. Anxiety can sound like preparation. It whispers that it's just being responsible, that it's smart to anticipate problems. It disguises itself as love, telling you, if you just worry enough, you can keep this connection safe. It frames obsessive thinking as due diligence, selling you the illusion of control. But often, it is fear trying to control what life has not even asked from you yet. Preparation is packing a raincoat because the forecast says it might rain. Anxiety is staying inside, staring at a clear sky, certain a hurricane is coming. Preparation is rooted in reality. Anxiety is rooted in catastrophic fantasy. It's a desperate negotiation with uncertainty, a bargain you can never win. Healing begins when you stop treating every anxious thought like a prophecy. It starts the moment you realize that a thought is just a thought, a fleeting electrical impulse, not a fact, and certainly not a guaranteed preview of your future. The thought, "they are going to leave me," feels powerful, but it is not a warning from the universe. It is an echo of past wounds, a signal from a nervous system that has learned that connection can be precarious. Not every thought deserves your trust. Some thoughts are junk mail from your fear brain. Learning to discern is the work. It's the practice of pausing and asking, is this thought helpful? Is it true right now? Or is it just my anxiety telling me a scary story again? You don't have to argue with the thought. You can simply label it. This is the "I'm being abandoned" story, and let it pass by like a cloud in the sky. This is the why narrative. We do not stop at what happened. We uncover why it happened. Because understanding why your mind defaults to these futures is the first step toward consciously choosing a different path. It's about seeing the protective intention behind the painful symptom. Presence is not passive. It is an active, courageous choice to carry one day at a time. It is the deliberate act of bringing your attention back, again and again, to the feeling of your feet on the ground, the air in your lungs, the sounds in the room. It is the practice of anchoring yourself in the tangible reality of this moment, the only place where life is actually happening. It is a rebellion against the tyranny of what if. Choose now over the not yet. This is a moment-by-moment decision. When the urge to time travel into a fearful future arises, you can gently say, "No, not right now. Right now, I am here." It is a quiet revolution, fought not with force, but with gentle, persistent redirection. Each time you choose the now, you are casting a vote for peace and strengthening the muscle of presence. Stay with what is real, not what is rehearsed. The real is the warmth of the sun on your skin, the taste of your coffee, the sound of a friend's voice. The rehearsed is the argument you play out in your head, the rejection you feel before it's given. Let go of the script. Drop the rehearsal. Step out of the mental movie theater and into the raw, unedited, and beautiful reality of your one precious life. People do not always get attached because someone is special. In fact, often, the intensity of our attachment has very little to do with the unique qualities of the other person. We believe we've found a soulmate, a once-in-a-lifetime connection, when in reality, we may have just stumbled upon a familiar wound. Sometimes we get attached because that person activates something unfinished inside of us. This something is often an echo from our earliest experiences of love and care. It's a pattern imprinted on our nervous system long before we had words for it. If, as a child, care was inconsistent, sometimes warm and present, other times distant and unavailable, our system learned that love is precarious. It learned that we must work, strive, and anxiously watch for signs of affection. This creates an old wound, an old hunger, an old fear of not being chosen. This is the core abandonment wound. It's a deep-seated belief that we are not enough to make someone stay. So when an adult relationship mirrors this dynamic, offering intense connection one moment and pulling away the next, it doesn't just feel disappointing. It feels like a primal threat. It triggers that old, familiar panic. That is why painful attachment can feel so powerful. It is not only about the person, it is about what the pattern touches in you. This dynamic of intermittent reinforcement, the unpredictable switching between reward and withdrawal, is one of the most potent forces in human psychology. It creates a dopamine loop in the brain, identical to the one seen in addiction. The highs feel incredibly high because they provide temporary relief from the deep anxiety of the lows. You become addicted not to the person, but to the hope of relief. In this state, you start calling anxiety connection. The frantic, heart-pounding feeling when they finally text back after hours of silence. You mistake that for profound chemistry. You start calling inconsistency passion. The dramatic cycle of breaking up and making up, the fights and the tearful reconciliations. You see it as evidence of a fiery, epic love story. And most dangerously, you start calling survival love. The constant effort to please, to analyze their moods, to walk on eggshells to keep the peace. You believe this is the noble work of a committed relationship. This is the cycle of obsession, the constant rumination, the desperate reassurance seeking, the compulsive checking of their social media. It's not love. It's a full-time job managing your own terror. But real love does not keep you in emotional confusion. It doesn't require you to be a detective, piecing together clues to figure out where you stand. Secure love is built on a foundation of clarity and safety. It feels like a deep, calm breath, not a frantic gasp for air. It is predictable in its kindness, even when life itself is unpredictable. Real love does not make you beg for what should come naturally. Respect, consideration, and clear communication are not bonuses or rewards for good behavior. They are the bare minimum, the very ground on which a healthy connection is built. In a secure bond, you don't have to perform for affection or audition for a place in someone's life. You are wanted for who you are, not for how well you can soothe someone else's ambivalence. The deepest truth is this: you do not heal attachment by finding a better person. This is a crucial point. If you leave a chaotic relationship without addressing the underlying wound, you are highly likely to find yourself in another one. The pattern is inside you. The magnetism towards this specific kind of pain will remain until you turn inward and begin the real work of healing. You heal it by becoming someone who no longer negotiates their worth. This means recognizing that your value is inherent and non-negotiable. It is not determined by someone else's ability to see it. It means learning to sit with the discomfort of an unanswered text without making it a referendum on your lovability. It means building a life so full of your own purpose, friendships, and joy that a romantic partner becomes an addition, not the entire equation. So, you must learn to choose clarity over chemistry. Choose the calm feeling of knowing where you stand over the intoxicating rush of uncertainty. Choose consistency over chaos. Choose the partner who shows up, day in and day out, with kindness and respect, over the one who gives you a roller coaster of highs and lows. This is an active choice, one you may have to make over and over again until it becomes your new normal. This is the why narrative. We uncover the pattern beneath the pain. We believe that understanding the why is the first step toward changing the what. By bringing these unconscious patterns into the light, we take back our power from them. We stop being puppets of our past and start becoming the authors of our future. Remember this, and let it sink into the deepest part of you. Your worth is not up for negotiation. It is not a commodity to be bartered. It is a fact. It does not increase when someone chooses you, and it does not decrease when they don't. It simply is. Walk where your value is honored, not just tolerated, not debated, but actively and consistently honored. This is not about finding a perfect person or a perfect love. It is about creating a life where you are so rooted in your own value that you naturally gravitate toward people and situations that reflect it, and gracefully release those that do not. Shame does not always scream. Sometimes it whispers. It tells people they are too broken, too needy, too much, too damaged to be fully loved. So they hide. They perform, they people please, they shrink themselves just to stay acceptable. That is what makes shame so dangerous. It does not only hurt, it teaches people to live as if they deserve less. And over time, pain stops feeling like an experience. It starts feeling like identity. But healing begins the moment you separate the wound from the self. What happened to you matters, but it is not the whole truth about who you are. Shame survives in silence. It weakens when it is named. This is the why narrative. We do not just tell stories. We uncover what they reveal. You are not your shame. Name it, loosen it, leave it. Loneliness is not always the absence of people. It's a paradox you can feel deep in your bones. A quiet ache that persists even when you're surrounded by sound and motion. You might be standing on a crowded train, sitting in a bustling office, or even at a party filled with laughter and conversation. On the surface, you are present. But inside, there is a profound sense of separation. A feeling that you are observing life from behind an invisible pane of glass. This is the loneliness that doesn't come from solitude, but from a lack of genuine connection. It's the chilling realization that proximity does not equal presence. Sometimes it is the absence of being truly seen. To be seen is to have someone look past the social mask you wear, the polite smiles and agreeable nods, and connect with the person underneath. It's the feeling of someone's gaze meeting yours and holding it for a moment longer than necessary. A silent acknowledgement that says, "I see you, the real you." When this is missing, conversations can feel like transactions. Interactions become performances. You might share stories, laugh at jokes, and contribute to the dialogue, but a core part of you remains hidden, unacknowledged, and untouched. That is why someone can be surrounded by noise, conversation, and attention, and still feel deeply alone. The noise becomes a barrier, not a bridge. The conversations skim the surface, never daring to go deeper. The attention might be on what you do, what you've achieved, or the role you're playing, but it doesn't land on who you are. This experience can be profoundly disorienting. It can make you question your own reality, your own worth. A voice inside might whisper, "If I'm surrounded by people and still feel this way, the problem must be me." This self-blame is a heavy burden, adding another layer of isolation to the initial ache. Because humans do not only need contact, they need connection. Contact is physical proximity. It's a handshake, a shared space, a name in your phone. Connection, however, is an emotional and psychological resonance. It is the feeling of being on the same wavelength with another person, where you can let your guard down without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. It's the safety to be vulnerable, to share a half-formed thought or a secret fear, and to have it be received with empathy and care. Contact can be fleeting and superficial. Connection is what nourishes the soul. It's the difference between knowing of someone and truly knowing them. They need to feel met, understood, felt, known. To be met means someone is willing to come to where you are, emotionally. They don't demand you climb a mountain to reach them. They walk with you in your valley. To be understood is to have your inner world validated. To hear the words, "That makes sense," or "I get why you feel that way." To be felt is an empathic link, where someone can sense your joy or your pain almost as if it were their own. And to be known is the culmination of all these things, a state of being where you feel fully accepted, flaws and all, by another human being. And when that is missing, even crowded spaces can feel emotionally empty. A concert hall filled with thousands of singing fans can feel like a vacuum if you feel no shared resonance. A wedding celebration can feel like a hollow pantomime if the joy around you feels alien. This emotional emptiness is a signal. It's your nervous system telling you that despite the external stimulation, a fundamental need for safety and belonging is not being met. It's a primal alarm that has its roots in our earliest experiences of attachment, where being unseen or unfelt by a caregiver could feel like a threat to our very survival. This is why loneliness hurts so deeply. It does not only say, "No one is here." It says, "No one really reaches me." It whispers a more painful story. I am unreachable. There is something fundamentally wrong with me that prevents connection. This internal narrative is the true source of the pain. It's not just about a temporary state of being alone. It's about a perceived, permanent state of being unknowable. It's the fear that even if you screamed, the sound wouldn't carry, that your heart could be breaking, and no one would notice the pieces. But the answer is not just more people. It is more truth, more real connection, more spaces where you do not have to perform to belong. Chasing a larger social circle often just multiplies the opportunities for superficial contact, deepening the ache. The antidote is to seek out quality over quantity. It's about finding those rare, sacred spaces, perhaps with just one or two people, where you can show up as your whole, messy, authentic self. It means being brave enough to speak your truth, even when your voice shakes, and learning to recognize the people who lean in, listen, and honor that truth when you share it. Sometimes the first person who must stop abandoning you is you. We often abandon ourselves to fit in. We silence our own needs, ignore our own feelings, and betray our own values in the hope of gaining acceptance. We perform a version of ourselves we think others will like, and in doing so, we become the primary source of our own loneliness. To stop abandoning yourself is to start listening to that quiet inner voice. It's about treating yourself with the same compassion you would offer a dear friend. It means validating your own feelings before seeking validation from others. It is the radical act of choosing to be on your own side unconditionally. This is the why narrative. We uncover the reason beneath the ache. We believe that understanding the root of our pain is the first step toward healing it. The ache of loneliness is not a personal failing. It is a human signal pointing toward an unmet need. By exploring the why behind this feeling, we can move from a place of confusion and self-blame to a place of clarity and self-compassion. We can begin to untangle the old stories that tell us we are unworthy of connection and start writing a new one, grounded in truth and self-worth. Speak honestly. Seek reciprocity. Honesty is the foundation of true connection. It requires the courage to be vulnerable and the willingness to be seen. But honesty alone is not enough. It must be met with reciprocity. Reciprocity is the flow of energy, care, and understanding between people. It's not a transaction, but a mutual exchange. It's when your vulnerability is met with empathy. Your effort is met with appreciation. Your presence is met with presence. Pay attention to this flow. Notice who refills your cup and who drains it. Connection is a two-way street. Move toward the people who meet you where you really are. These are your people. They are not impressed by your performance. They are moved by your authenticity. They don't require you to be perfect. They only ask you to be real. Finding them may take time. It may require you to bravely step away from relationships and environments that leave you feeling empty. But the journey is worth it. Because to be truly seen, even by one person, can extinguish the ache of loneliness in a way that 1,000 acquaintances never could. It is the feeling of coming home. Some people are not living their lives. They are watching them, watching other people move, create, risk, speak, become, while they stay safe in observation. That is the subtle danger of passivity. It does not always feel dramatic. It feels comfortable. You tell yourself you are waiting for the right time. More clarity, more confidence, more certainty. But slowly, waiting becomes an identity. You consume more than you create. You admire more than you attempt. You stand next to your life instead of stepping into it. And over time, comfort stops feeling peaceful. It starts feeling empty. The truth is this: your potential does not need more watching. It needs participation. Do one honest action now. Small is still forward. This is the why narrative. We do not stop at what happened. We uncover why it happened. Step in. Participate in the life that is yours.